Okay, to launch ZED, you basically click on this icon here on the top right of the portal. So ZED is an AI-based data analyst that can answer your business queries. So basically creates reports for you. So you have some proposals here, but you can also type your query from scratch. So we start with something simple like last week's sales. And ZED will basically then first interpret this query. Like when I type their sales, it will try to match it to some existing metric in the portal. So it does understand synonyms to some extent, but it's always best if you use the exact names of the metrics. So you would then get exactly the metric version that you are looking for. So here we have now the sales with tax metric for last week grouped by day. And you can also use voice. So here we have a use voice mode icon in the portal that you can launch from here.
Hello there. How can I assist you today?
Show me sales for last week compared with previous year and change the grouping to store.
Sales for last week compared with previous year and grouping changed to store. Got it. I'm running the numbers now. One moment, please.
So now ZED is again running the numbers. So basically once it's finished with the queries, it will create automatically a new chart for this new view of data. In this case now, we added also the comparison to previous year. So we see the corresponding week there. And then we see now by store the results. So of course, if you, for example, are using some specific terminology for your data, so you should always try to use the exact names. So if your product hierarchy levels, for example, are called category or department or sub-department or whatever, use exactly that specific term to get the best, most accurate results from ZED as well. And we can here close the voice mode and continue maybe the interesting analysis part here, which is that really understanding the root causes for these changes. So here we can see that London and e-commerce are kind of trending up, but New York is actually 9% down. So we could ask why this is. So why did sales in New York store drop? And it's actually useful to use those exact definitions. Like in this case, I specified in New York store because it helps, of course, ZED to always understand the context as well as possible. So that with New York here, we mean store New York, not, for example, category New York or product called New York or something like that. So always helps if you use the exact names that you have, but remembering that ZED also does understand synonyms and context pretty well. And now in the background, there's like tens and tens of queries running while ZED is trying to understand whether the drop in New York sales is now because of some submetric or because of some dimension. And it actually found one positive thing here first, that there's actually one salesperson that actually has helped to lift the sales quite a lot. This person, Mario Berger, was not working previous year at that same week. So he has made a good impact there. But what really explains this drop in New York store is actually that number of orders in New York store has dropped 34% compared to the same week previous year. And if looking at that even in more detail, there's one salesperson, Anne-Marie Myers, who actually worked previous year here and did 24 orders, but has not worked now last week. So for the 9% sales drop, the key contributing factor actually was this 34% drop in the number of orders. And one specific salesperson did very well previous year that was not working now last week. On the positive side, we had here Mario Berger, who actually did good sales now last week, but that didn't help to salvage the whole situation, but we did drop 9% in sales in New York. So that's all for this intro video. Check our other ZED videos and about other instructions about how to use ZED in an optimal way. Thank you.